Warning, the content of this audio may be disturbing for some to listen to. Yo, what's poppin', everyone? We are Minds That Matter. I'm your girl, Tassie Janae Jones. We got my girl, Shamoni.
Hey.
And we also got my dog, Nicole.
What's up?
Yo, what's up, everyone? Our objective is to promote positive dialogue that encourages forward thinking. We strive to encourage and empower individuals through collaborative discussion. We hope you guys enjoy our dope conversations and content. Let us know what you guys think and hit us up.
And if you guys like the content we are bringing, make sure you subscribe to all our social media platforms at Minds That Matter.
Man, we've been saying this intro for a lot of episodes now, and we still the tongue turns over.
We just gotta wing it, man.
We got it. I mean, our listeners keep up with us, and they know us by now. It's a struggle, but we thank y'all for allowing us to go off tangents and do what we do and whatnot.
Right.
Yes.
Players
you said what? Players fuck up?
Yeah.
It's cool, dog. We have a very special guest with us. Ma'am, would you like to introduce your beautiful self?
Oh, thank you for the compliments. So I am Ebony, coming from Jersey, because I know y'all all from Cali, so I got to rep my state.
Okay, East Coast.
East Coast is pretty late over here, about too late for me.
Okay.
Right. About ready to go to bed.
Right. About ready for bed. You know it.
Oh, snap. Now, Miss Ebony, thank you for tuning in with us. We joking and everything, but we are going to touch on some serious topic today. But before we get all serious, we do want to know a fun fact about yourself. Something that no one would know.
Well, then if I tell you, everybody going to know.
Okay.
That's the point.
That is the point.
We want somebody to get to know you, something that they don't know from finding out, they can't find it out on social media. So
right.
Okay, something that they can't find out on social media. Dang, I should prepare for this.
No, there's no preparation. First thing you have to do.
Clearly.
No preparation.
That you wouldn't know from social media.
Nicole, you want to give her an example?
Yes.
Those you watch?
Please give me an example.
I gotta give her an example. Okay. Fun facts about me right now. The toenail polish on my right toe is chips. It's a fact. Fun.
Wait, so we going that random?
I mean, look, something that you wouldn't be able to know that on social media unless I told you or showed you the picture.
Oh my gosh, I thought you was gonna talk about the deers.
No, that's not even funny anymore.
It's hilarious.
It's hilarious.
Well, we need to release that footage though. I don't think we saved that shit, man.
I think I do have it actually.
Okay, you need to. So back to Ebony's fun fact. We're not gonna focus on me.
Nah, okay.
Now that you get the concept, what's the fun fact of you?
Nah, fun fact. That's really funny though. I have an obsession with quarters. Nobody's quarters are safe.
Why?
Wait,
I don't understand. Why?
Oh snap!
I lied to y'all. Not as a kid, my mom knew if them quarters were missing, it was Ebony.
What do you do with them?
I love quarters.
So, do you collect quarters now, or do you spend them?
Nah, so I wouldn't say that I collect them, but I do have a coin counter, and majority of them are quarters.
Are you looking for random quarters? Are you looking for a different state, different year?
Nah,
She's not paying attention to none of the fine details of the coin. She just wants quarters.
Wow.
Her choice.
I feel like we need to do an analysis on her about quarters. I don't get it.
Wait, we're gonna have a part 2 to this episode.
That's hilarious.
Right. I gotta find out about these damn quarters.
We got to.
I'm rolling. I did not expect that. That's good.
That was good.
That is a good.
Yeah. See, y'all not gonna know that by following me on social media. So,
but now I know.
Boom.
And that's something important for me to know.
Your quarters ain't say, bitch. Don't leave them hanging
at all. Don't leave no change in your car around Ebony. None of that shit. If you go to the store, get your change back.
No, but especially because I gotta take the Parkway to work now. Oh yeah, nobody's quarter safe. Nope.
Oh yeah,
and them tolls.
Yeah,
them tolls. 75 cents every day.
Y'all don't have toll tags out there?
So we do, but I'm just not interested. Yeah, I'm just not here for it.
I feel you. I barely got quarters. I've been in Texas for a while now.
Oh, I forgot y'all have tolls out there too.
Yeah, the only reason I got a toll, I didn't mean to cut you off, Lassie. The only reason I got a toll tag was because when I got the bill, it was like $100. I was like, oh, hell no.
He was like, nope.
Oh, my gosh.
I don't know how. My lowest bill has been like $18. No, I'm lying. Like $56, I think. But then I've been doing better by taking like the avoid the tolls routes. And so that's the only way. Sometimes, yeah, it does. But
on the time.
It's cool. I mean, do what you got to do. I ain't got quarters like Ebony. You know?
Wait, no, but y'all look at I'm too lazy to get up right now because I got my coin counter right on my dresser. Like y'all would
with some real coins.
But I'm not even gonna get up. I've embarrassed myself enough. So
Okay, let's get back to the topic. So Miss Ebony, we want to thank you for joining in with Minds That Matter. We do want to have this discussion because it is important, and hopefully, the information we provide and the story that you give and tell today, we can help someone or reach out to someone. Okay.
Yes.
So the topic today is going to be, suicide, experience and prevention. We definitely want to make sure that everyone is loved. Everyone knows that they're loved, but we want to, get into the topic to confirm how can we prevent this? How can we at least reach out to someone who's in the situation and figure out the signs, the emotions, the thoughts, and the experience? Okay. Is everybody okay? Is everybody? Did I turn the camera?
Not yet.
Right. All right. I think we're good. I guess I'll start off. I just want to give a little bit of insight about what suicide or suicidality is, which is kind of like the tendency of a person to commit suicide. Like the thought process and their cognition surrounded by it. So, pretty much there are some risk factors pertaining to suicide. I know that this is, every case is different, but some of the things to, watch out for people who have maybe used a lot of drugs or alcohol. They might be trying to cope with something by, self-medicating with drugs and alcohol. So that could be a sign. Mental illness like depression, anxiety, schizophrenia, bipolar. Those are also risk factors. Some people who have like chronic health conditions end up, committing suicide because they don't want to like live with that. Like people who have like irreversible cancer diagnosis, things like that, isolation, history of trauma, there's plenty of things that are risk factors to suicide.
Now, how do we know, and Ebony, you're more than welcome to, chime in and answer this for us. How do we know someone might be suicidal? Like, is there a sign to see, someone's in that certain thought process?
Well, I know for a person like me, because I'm normally like very outgoing, social, I'm generally very friendly. So like when a person starts to like withdraw themselves, like they're not putting themselves out there, like doing what they normally do, talking to their friends, just their everyday, like living their everyday life. Basically, like that's how you can tell, like, okay, maybe something might be going on.
Right. Isolating yourself, making like different statements than you normally would. Is that kind of the same situation?
Yeah. And I mean, some people do hide it more well than others. So it can be very hard to detect at times, though.
Yeah, I feel you. Is there any certain behaviors other than like, changing your mood or your personality? Is there any behavior changes that people can like seek to like notice in their loved ones other than them changing or being different? Is there anything that stands out?
I know a popular one that like makes it very obvious is like when people start giving their belongings away, like something that like means a lot to them. Like, oh, like they wear a necklace every day, but now they're giving it to you. Like, it's like, well, why are you giving this to me?
It's like saying a final goodbye or something, right?
Yeah,
that's exactly what it is.
I never even thought about that argument.
I didn't either.
Yeah,
that hurts my heart.
Mm-hmm.
Or like not even showing up to like family activities, probably. Like normally there's probably like get-togethers or like, you know, at the everyone's together, but you don't want to be with everyone. Or if you are physically there, you're mentally somewhere.
Right. Yeah.
Exactly. Those are some very good warning signs. If you're talking to someone and you hear them constantly talk like they have no purpose in life or no purpose with being here, or they're just isolated and withdrawn from everything, or they start to mention things about being hopeless, those are also very good triggers, because you can be talking to your friend every day and you know they're always sad or something. You just think, oh, you know, you'll be all right, you'll get through it, you know, you got to do X, Y, and Z. But sometimes it's deeper than what they're letting on, and they want someone to actually ask them the question so that they can, you know, confess how they're really feeling. Exactly, so they can really get help without asking for help, you know, because I do believe sometimes people are scared to ask for help, and also they can be embarrassed. So those are also things to think about. Reckless behavior, just really like not caring about the path that you're on, like, is another pretty good risk factor.
Did you have any reckless behavior or different types of behavior, like lashing or acting out because of the emotions you were feeling at that time in your life?
No, so honestly, I was withdrawn. Like, I hid mine for a long time. My first suicide attempt was at 16, but nobody knew about my depression, my suicidal thoughts, or anything like that until I was 23.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
How did they find out?
So, because, okay, so basically my mom found me on the bathroom floor at home. So that's when it like all came out. I was committed. And when I tell you, like, I wouldn't change anything about like what happened to me, but I do wish that I had spoken out a little earlier than what I did. Because I mean, that was years of hiding it.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But that was the most, I don't even know how to say it, like that was basically my cry for help. Like, okay, like I can't do this by myself anymore. So, yes. I mean, I was hoping to die, but it's really not funny. That is one thing about me. I do laugh even though it's not funny.
Yeah.
No, cool.
We all do that because it's not funny at all.
Yeah.
Right. But I just want to like somebody to know that I was actually hurting. So, and I knew my mom, I mean, it was just me and my mom living at home, so I knew she would be the one to find me.
And then once she found you, that's when she was just like, oh my goodness. And then basically saved your life, right?
Yeah, basically. And like I was passed out, but I could hear her making the 911 call, and she had no clue like what had happened. So I basically threw up everything that I had taken, and the color was red. So I could hear her saying like, you know, she threw up blood. I don't know what's wrong with her, but I had actually thrown up blood. Like it was just everything that I had taken.
Yeah.
So
what led you down that path? So do you know exactly like how your depression started and what built up to that point?
It was basically my childhood.
And you don't have to disclose anything you're not comfortable with. I want to make
yeah. Basically my parents' way of dealing with me was physical, like, you know, the hitting and everything like that, and kind of putting me down with their words. So that's what really started my depression in high school. I just didn't feel like I mattered, like I belonged. So
you wanted to go,
basically,
right?
And that was the only way that I knew how to cope with it. And to this day, so the first time I attempted suicide, I took a whole bottle of aspirin that I had at home. Until this day, I will not take aspirin because it was just so chalky and disgusting, and it was terrible. But nothing happened, so like there was nobody for me to tell because it's not like, you know, the aspirin had an effect on me.
Right.
So like I literally went to sleep and woke up the next day and went to school like nothing happened.
And then no one had no idea.
No.
And you said, sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, do you want to explain how it feels to actually attempt but not be successful? Because a lot of times people don't talk about like the aftermath of suicide. They only talk about, you know, what led up to it and the triggers and things like that, but they don't talk about like the consequences and the things that you have to do afterwards to overcome those feelings and things like that.
For me, it made me feel worse about myself because it's like, wow, like you can't even do that, right? You know. Mm-hmm. But the very last time that I attempted, which was in grad school, that time made me realize that I obviously have a purpose here because I've attempted suicide multiple times and I'm still here.
Right.
You know, and I've tried different ways besides like you know, like sling my wrist or anything like violent like that. Like those I haven't tried. But I've literally tried suffocating myself, like, you know,
right.
And nothing worked. So it was just like, well, now I just need to find my purpose because I'm here.
You are here, Tony. Thank God.
It's right. God's plan.
Because God was not letting me go.
He said, girl, I'm going to need you to hold off for a second. I got some plans.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Well, I'm so proud that you are here. I'm happy that you overcame all of this, and I'm so thankful that you realize that you do have a purpose. I mean, look at all that you said. You tried this several different times. You're
multiple.
Clean, you are beautiful. You are smart. You went to grad school. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you've achieved accolades.
You made it out.
Have not been tried in their life, and that's Nicole was calling us all the time, telling us all the difficulties of her tests or homework and everything she had to study for and go through in grad school. So I'm like, dang, like you really, like that was probably one of your purposes. You had to do that. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. I just want you to always remember that. I mean, I can't change your past for you, but your future is bright, babe.
Thank you.
You are very welcome. Do you have any advice for anyone who may be going through any emotional trauma, either from their past or even their present? Because verbal and physical abuse can happen with family members. It can happen with your significant other, and it can trigger the same type of, response. We want to definitely prevent suicide for others.
I would honestly say, like, the friends that you have, like, utilize them, you know, they are there for a reason, and just remember that it does get better at some point in time. You might not see it in that moment, but trust me, it gets better. And even like now, like the suicidal thoughts, they never go away. The depression, it never goes away. But as long as you have like healthy coping mechanisms and you know, like it really starts within you. Like you have to believe in you.
Take action.
Yeah. So
have you found yourself?
Sorry, we do this all the time.
It's always you too.
What are some of the protective factors for someone who might be at risk for suicide? You know,
I would say friends. Because friends were my protective factor.
Mm-hmm.
That's really the only one I could think of because that's the only one I had.
Okay. For some people who might have other protective factors, it could be your friends, certain family members, trusted people at like your job, your school, you know, like your churches, things like that. You know, people that you sometimes might not even know. It could be a stranger. You really just have to reach out. You know, therapists, anything like that can be considered a protective factor. And, you know, coping mechanisms can be anything that helps calm you in any other triggered situation. You can apply the same thing to having like suicidality or suicide ideations. And start from there. Like Ebony said, it starts within yourself. You can't expect anybody else to kind of change or fix the problem for you, but people can help if you allow them to.
Yeah, don't have any too much pride in, always allow people to seek help, because people care about you. And the only way to figure that out, because, when you're in that mindset, you kind of feel like, well, nobody cares about me. They feel alone. So I just don't want anyone else to feel alone and don't feel hopeless or helpless.
I was going to say too, what outlets do you have? Because sometimes from just people that I've spoken to who deal with suicide and depression and different things like that, it's kind of a sort of thing where their mind is idle and they don't have anything to keep them busy. So have you found yourself an outlet or something that you do to keep your mind from going to that place?
Ooh. Yes, and I wish I had it so I could show it to you guys right now, but I think it fell.
It's her quarter collection.
She counts her quarters over and over.
No, so here it is. So I have this journal. So when I'm having a bad day,
right,
it says, okay, fine, I'm grateful. I got it from Barnes and Nobles.
Yes. Shout out to Barnes and Noble.
Right.
And
it's just like, so it has like different quotes in it too. I don't know if you guys can see them.
Oh, that's dope.
Mm-hmm.
But I write, simple things in a while. So the page I opened is from December 12th, 2018. It says, today I'm grateful for life itself. I've been feeling suicidal lately, but I know I have a full life to live. Okay. So like that's something that I was grateful for.
Yes.
So it's just simple things, I was grateful for passing my licensure exam and getting my new apartment. So,
making moves.
I'm trying. So, you can just write one sentence, 3 sentences, 1 word if you want. I've just done different things. I also have been reading.
Mm-hmm.
That definitely quiets your mind. I can tell you.
Yes.
And it takes your mind off of other things.
It does.
I'd be reading and be thinking about something else immediately. Like,
man,
I don't know. Like,
that world and that book. Like,
I cannot. Like, I'll read and then be like, dude, what is that outside? Like, I try, man. I don't know. I really have to, but it's on my goal list for this year to read more books, and I have like a couple months left, so I'm really get on it.
That's right.
Oh my gosh, Nicole is funny.
She's crazy. I'm telling you.
She is.
But I mean it.
I'm rolling. Those are dope. That's. I'm surprised that you don't have poetry in your journal.
No. So I actually quit poetry when I was like 17. Like I was just over it.
Oh man.
Because all my poems are like so depressing, and I'm just like, no, everybody like.
No more depression, positive energy.
It's just an outlet, though. It doesn't necessarily have to be. It's just something for you to release yourself.
That's true. Getting your thoughts out on paper.
Mm-hmm.
True, but I just like I remember my mom was so mad at me because like I had poems for days, days, and one day I just got mad. Ripped them all up, threw them all away. And she was like, why would you do that? And I'm just like, because I hated them.
Oh, man. They were not good.
Right.
Well, I mean, you found what your outlet is. You feel that's a positive way for you to get your energy out. Mm-hmm. And I'm happy for that too. That may help somebody, whether it's a journal or whether it's painting or reading or writing or watching TV or dancing, walking, jogging, exercise. I mean, there's several different, outlets people can take, but you found yours.
Definitely.
Yes.
Yes.
And spend time with yourself.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, girl. Go to the bar.
Right.
I'm like, let somebody happy hour and get some apps and a drink.
At social places, though, I don't like to go by myself. I can go places by myself, but I think I had this conversation with Nicole. I don't like to do social places by myself.
Sometimes it's weird.
Yeah, it's weird. Like, I can go to the store by myself. I can go get my nails done by myself.
Go shopping, go to the
I can go shopping to the movies by myself, but I'm not going to go sit in a restaurant and eat by myself. My mom does it to this day, and I'm like, bro, you bold. What I'm supposed to do? Be on my phone the whole time? Like,
right. Give me the table in the back, please. Thank you.
Yeah. I'm not here.
I know.
That's funny.
Okay. So before we close out, I just want to go ahead and give some people some information on where they can look for, hotline resources, things like that, mental health resources. So one of them is the National Alliance on Mental Illness. If you or someone you know is obviously experiencing an emergency, call 911. But if you are feeling suicidal or you know someone else that is feeling suicidal, you can call the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline at 1-800-273-8255. Or you can also text their crisis line, and that number is 741-741. And if you need any other information on multiple mental illnesses or risk factors, protective factors, things of that nature, you can go to www.nami.org and learn more information about mental illness.
Well, guys, this topic has been slightly heavy, but we do want you guys to help us continue the conversation. Comment in the descriptions below. Let us know what you guys have any questions, or if you guys want to help us out with a topic, feel free to throw some ideas at us. Do us a favor and join us on all social media platforms. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and subscribe to all the podcast content. And remember, guys, we are Minds
That Matter. Peace, y'all, and thank you, Miss Ebony.
Oh, no problem. You're welcome.